All right, welcome back. It is Ringside right here in the airways on WGSO. And let's welcome a special guest who is now joining us, CEO of the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans. Let's say hello to Dan Mills, who's with us. And Dan, how are you? Good morning.
I'm great, Jeff. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. Tell us a little bit about the Home Builders Association, if you could.
You know, the Home Builders Association is a trade association for the building industry with the aim of providing quality, affordable housing in the community of 7 parishes along the lower Mississippi River Basin.
And how is home building going overall with, interest rates going up, mortgage rates going up a little bit? Is that impacting your industry?
Well, Jeff, you hit it on the head. There are a number of headwinds for those of us in not only building, but for those of us trying to find affordable housing in this area, because with mortgage rates going up, that certainly raises the cost of housing, but as well, the insurance scenarios that we're looking at between increases in flood insurance and significant increases in homeowner insurance, it's beginning to become much more challenging for those that are trying to find housing in this area, and of course, more challenging for builders who are trying to provide that housing.
You know, we've had tornadoes, we've had hurricanes, we've had these economic woes, we've had the pandemic, and we keep hearing about construction labor shortages. How bad is it, and what's being done to mitigate that, Dan?
Well, I tell you, those are two big issues. One, the impact of Ida and the tornadoes has been such that the amount of work is really overwhelming and demand is very high. And anyone that has had damages knows how hard it can be to find a qualified licensed contractor that can come out and get repairs done. And so, we try to bridge that gap by providing a directory online for broader storms like Ida. And we have approaching 1,000 businesses that are in the building industry now that are a member of our association, and about 500 of them are contractors. Now, not all of them do work directly for the community. Some of them work directly for contractors, and I'm talking about subcontractors like electricians and such. But we've done, for more targeted impacts like the tornado, a targeted list and identified those that are specifically working to help those residents in St. Bernard that were impacted by the tornado. And as additional impacts are felt, we'll continue to do that. On the other side is the labor impact. And, labor constraints in many industries are hugely impactful. We need more than 6,000 construction jobs filled here in the local Louisiana market, and over 300,000 were needed last year, and we're up to around 350 to 360,000 positions currently in construction that are open. So we've got our work ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of openings, and that's a lot of opportunity for some people who might want to, look at a job in this field. Is this something that you would recommend to our listeners out there to work in construction?
Yeah, it's not all bad news. We're doing a lot of work to try to address this issue, and we've got great partners in the Louisiana Career and Technical College System and in the Louisiana Workforce Commission. So to give you an example, the Home Builders Association has an affiliate called the Home Builder Institute, and they provide training to get workforce trained for our field. And we've just opened a new campus here in New Orleans on Williams Boulevard called the Build Strong Academy. Tuition is free, and they provide 12 weeks of specific trade training to get individuals who want to get into this field an opportunity to be trained and ready to go out and be effective on the job site. You just have to be 18 years old. And in partnership with our state community college system, we have the MJ Foster Grant that's providing funds for those that want to do longer term training. So, for example, a technical diploma or even an associate degree in various fields in the construction industry like heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and others.
That's interesting. So this Build Strong Academy began in Denver, expanded to Orlando. Now it's in Kenner, future chapters in Charlotte, Houston, Phoenix. And it's a good idea to try to fill this need that is out there for skilled construction workers. So this is affiliated with Drew Brees, right?
Yeah, we love Drew Brees around here. I know I'm a huge fan, and I would be remiss if I did not thank the Drew Brees Foundation for stepping up. They've contributed $2.5 million towards the operational costs of that campus, and that's what's allowing us to do the outreach and provide this incredible certification-based training at no cost to those students. The main requirement is that those students are in class and attending regularly. Other than that, there's no cost to attend the training.
That's amazing. So how do you apply?
You can stop by the campus, or you can go online at if you go onto, I'm sorry, I don't have the address right in front of me, but if you just Google the Build Strong Academy, New Orleans, it will bring it up, and you can give a call over there. The director's name is Lee Hollis, and she will be happy to walk you through the process.
Brian, maybe we can put a link up to that on our podcast page for folks who want to go on there and learn more. And I think it is a great idea. And obviously there's a massive need. And you've got older construction workers retiring. You don't have enough that are coming in to replace them. And there's just a shortage of skilled workers. And it is definitely needed. So how long does the academy last, Dan?
Well, you start off with 2 weeks of training, and they're half-day classes, so it's 4 hours a day for 2 weeks, and they give you the basics and safety and the overview of the construction process, and then you continue on in the program focused on a specific area. Our current cohort is going through carpentry right now, and so once you finish the basic core instruction, you move on to do 7 hours a day training, and that extends out an additional 9 weeks.
We're visiting with Dan Mills, CEO of the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans. Jeff Crouere here. It is Ringside on the Airways on WGSO, 990 AM, WGSO.com. So we're 13 days away, Dan, from hurricane season 2022. Last few years have been horrific, and we're hoping we can get by this year without a major impact on the state, but we need to be prepared. So let's go over, if we could, some of the tips that you have to help people protect their homes and their families.
Yeah, these storms are coming, it's seemingly more frequently and harder hit. I think we had some of the highest winds ever with Ida. And so wind is a really serious threat that we have to look at. And the big thing about wind is dealing with the openings in your home. So windows and doors, of course, we need to barricade or otherwise secure those, or ensure that we have laminated glass that are rated for impacts. We want to make sure we're using 5/8-inch plywood. And of course, the gold standard are those, automatic electric shutters like LAS produces and puts out on those homes. And they can be a little more expensive, but, that's the gold standard in that regard. One of the things we've seen in the home building industry is that a huge impact, maybe up to 80% of hurricane damage, comes because of garage door penetration. So it's really super important to reinforce those garage doors and make sure that they're secured, because once those crack open, we really see a lot of impact and intrusion of the elements when those storms come through.
Dan Mills is with us. Jeff Crouere here. It is Ringside on the Airways on WGSO. Also, we need to storm-proof the roof, right?
Of course, roofs are probably the biggest impact that we had with Ida, and we have some members that do hurricane inspection. They can come take a look and see how your roof is doing. So we have some licensed members that do that. One of the things is to look at how the roof is structured. Gabled homes are particularly vulnerable. So it's important to look and see if strengthening might be beneficial, and a licensed contractor can help you identify that. Another key is making sure that hurricane wind straps are available, holding those trusses down to the walls. And again, an inspection can reveal if those features are installed on your home. Of course, taking a look at the roofing material is very important, and older roofs will peel back. As we know, shingles will come off. And so ensuring that we have a quality, installed, up-to-date roof is very important. And also, the warranty on the shingles is important to consider, because sometimes with some of those warranties, if you replace only a portion of the roof, it may void the warranty for the remainder of the roof. So it's important to examine those aspects, talk to your general contractor about how it's installed and the impact to your shingle warranty, and make sure that that's installed appropriately. as you move forward.
And then let's go over some other tips if we could. Dan, these are very good, very helpful. Check your landscape and lawn decor. That's where a lot of these issues occur, from outdoor furniture, from falling tree limbs, causing massive damage.
Yeah, the wind is an amazing thing. If you're like me, you had a fence go down in your backyard, and so it's really important with fencing in particular to make sure that you have an air gap at the bottom of the fence. Don't let those boards go all the way down to the ground. That can really improve the air efficiency and help to keep those fences standing up. But you're exactly right. When these storms come in, it's very important to go outside, walk around your home, and look for those things that are around your home. It could be trash barrels that you need to bring in the garage. Most of us really love plants outside. It's important to bring those in. When these items like furniture and plants and other things that we have around the home become airborne, they are projectiles. And those are the items that go through our windows, that impact our garage door, and create that breach that then leads to substantially further damage.
And then you've got porches and fences. Another tip, porches can have weak roofs, and you need to make sure it's firmly attached to the house, right?
Yeah, down here in South Louisiana, we get so much rain. Everybody wants a covered area in the outside. We like to spend time outside, but it's always raining, it seems like. So many of us have put up canopies over the roofs. And, they're not always structured or engineered in an ideal capacity. And so it's important to have maybe a general contractor come out and inspect how it's been engineered to make sure that it's secured properly to the ground. Wind can get under those and just send them flying in the air right away from your home. And so a good inspection is very important for that. One of our members, One Man in a Toolbox, I think is running a special on that right now, and you can have them come out. I think they do something like a 20-point inspection around your home to look for these kinds of provisions that can help.
And then finally, indoor provisions. Of course, you want to have your flashlights and your batteries and your battery-operated radio and your drinking water and all of that. But also a little tip about the refrigerator thermostat. Turn it to its coldest setting just prior to the storm. Also turn off the utilities and gas. And sometimes folks forget about these tips.
You bet. I was born and raised right here in New Orleans, and so I've been through a lot of these storms. And I always tell people the safest course of action is follow instructions from authorities. And if you can, leave for a storm. Because it's not about surviving the storm itself, it's about surviving the aftermath of the storm more often than not. So days without power, days without water, without other amenities means that you have to be prepared if you stay. So you need to make sure you have your refrigerator as cold as possible and don't open it after the storm so that it can preserve as long as possible. And then make sure that you have all of those necessities, particularly medications and water, and ensure that you have water in a place that won't be compromised in the event that you have a leak or a window that blows out or something like that, because you may need to be, as you know, stuck here for many days without significant emergency services after a storm. So it's always safer if you have the means to leave and flee from the face of the storm's initial impacts. But it's the aftermath that often causes us the most difficulty. And we see every year individuals say, I've got a generator, and generators are great, but we also have to have safety with those generators and make sure we have a proper carbon monoxide detector installed, because that can also be a challenge. And we also have fire issues because if they're not hooked up properly to your home's electrical system, for example, I've seen individuals take the generators and just plug them into an outlet, and they think, oh, well, this works fine. But that outlet can cause backfeed into the panel. It can cause electrical fires, and you're going to be dealing with a much larger situation, not only for your own home, but that can be a danger to your neighbors' homes as well.
Dan, appreciate the work you're doing. Appreciate these very important tips. Excited about this opportunity to get more skilled workers to help us with this labor shortage. And where can people get more information about the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans?
We have a website at hbagno.org. And so you can provide and learn lots of information there, or call our office at 504-837-2700. And for more information on the Build Strong Academy, you can call 504-667-8400. They can help you out online there, or you can visit buildstrongacademy.org.
Dan, great to be with you. Thanks so much for your time this morning. Keep up the great work.
Jeff, thanks so much for everything you do as well.
All right. Appreciate it. That's Dan Mills with us right here on the Ringside Politics program, CEO of the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans. When we come back,